Joining us live from Istanbul is Richard Javad Heydarian.
Well, joining us live now is Richard Javad Heydarian. Of more on this, I'm joined from Canberra by Richard Heydarian.
Get more now from Philippines analyst Richard Heydarian.
Welcome to The Floor. Ito yung podcast kung saan pag-usapan natin yung mga pinakamainit na issues sa ating bansa concerning our national security, our prosperity, our democracy, and of course, domestic politics. Today, may kasama tayong guest, special guest. Anong pangalan niyo ulit, sir? Welcome to our little show, Senator. Obviously, we have been in conversation for the past year, back and forth. But medyo daming ganap over the past few days. Let's start, first of all, itong latest na sinampa mong kaso against your favorite political dynasty in the Philippines. And also, itong mga investigation sa Quadcom, ito yung supra committee na lumalabas sa Kongreso kung saan in-investigate yung alleged involvement of the former First Family in illegal activities. Senator Trillanes, can you give us the lay of the land?
Okay, let's first discuss the three cases that I filed. No? Dalawa doon, plunder cases against Duterte and Bongo. The first one was about the 6.6 billion pesos worth of infrastructure projects na binigay or inaward nila Bongo at Duterte dun sa tatay at kapatid ni Bongo. So, on so many levels, mali yun, bawal yun, and lumagpas sa threshold na 50 million na kinita. Kasi granting 30% ang markup ng contractor, that's easily 2 billion pesos. So, yun ang unang kong final. So, it's a prima facie case. Hindi nila malusutan to kasi walang layer Diretso, first degree of consanguinity. Then, next is the illegal drug smuggling case that I filed against Pulong Duterte, Manscarpio, Nicanor Faildon, Allen Capuyan, Charlie Tan, rather. So, yan naman is about the 6.4 billion pesos shabu shipment. Now, let me differentiate. Yung just recently nilabas ni Jimmy Guban.
Yung 2018 yun, di ba?
2018 yun. Itong 6.4 is 2017. But in a way, it validates our case. Kasi conspiracy to commit illegal drug smuggling, or for that matter, they conspired to smuggle those drugs. And here comes 2018, parehas na mga personalities involved. Kaya, ganun ay naging modus. Kaya nga, from the very start, during the Duterte administration, when we found out about this, nakita namin yung pattern that the drug war was just a ruse. It was to deflect suspicion kina Duterte that they were actually the ones monopolizing the illegal drug trade. No? Ganon si Duterte. He will use his communication skills to deflect, to deceive, di ba? To gaslight. He will do everything depende sa interest niya. In this case, pinakita niya that he was the most rabid anti-illegal drug crusader. And it was so believable. Sabi mo nga, performative politics.
Yeah.
Everybody bought it. Pero yung pala, he was killing the competition enough to create space for his own drug cartel, which is headed by Michael Yang and Charlie Tan and the others. Ngayon, itong si Duterte, he even appointed Michael Yang as economic advisor para proteksyon ito sa signal sa bureaucracy that don't touch this guy. Sa akin yan. And if that's not enough, he even specifically or explicitly told the public sa national speech niya na sa akin ito. Parang gano'n. So yun yung ang naging modus.
Kailangan natin ng malamig na tubig medyo. Woo! That's a lot. That's a lot. But the thing is, I remember back in the day kasi marami akong kaibigan na bumoto kay Digong, and sometimes the conversation would go to Coratong Balele, yung mga these conspiracies of like mergers and so. Yung iba parang sobrang cynical pa nga, sabi na, well, at least it's centralized and more disciplined. I would even hear that from some DDS people, no? I mean, the thing is that as crazy as it sounds, some people were even okay with that. They said if that, that centralizes the process. But do you think that explains why, bakit, I don't know, mga Peter Lim types, yung mga big time na parang walang nangyari sa kanila? I mean, yung sinasabi ng drug lord, mga small time yun eh. I mean, some of them come from places I didn't even know about, honestly.
Yeah. Well, ang dati kasi, before Duterte took over as president, the supply is coming from domestic sources, may mga shabu laboratories.
So, hindi China?
Hindi, sila pa rin. Iba't iba, pero iba't ibang factions ng triads. Kasi yung triad, marami yan eh. Marami mga faction yan. So sila kanya-kanya sindikato. Then, nung pumwesto na sila Duterte, they shut down, they raided the different shabu laboratories. So wala nang supply. Ngayon, ito na ngayon. They can now import by the ton,
right,
no, yung supply ng shabu. So that way, na-monopolize nila yung illegal drug trade, sila nagko-command ng prices kasi since sa kanila lang yung source, tumataas yung presyo. Di ba? So yung mga mid-level distributors na sila, na kumbaga, na outcast sila, right, doon sa scheme. So ganyan yung ginawa nila Duterte.
So you crowd out the other competition, you dictate the price. This is classic monopolistic economic practice. Diba?
Oh. And may protection ito. Remember, the whole law enforcement apparatus under kay Duterte. So, kung may competition na iwan dyan, he will direct the law enforcers there. Kung dito naman napupunta sa mga kasindikato niya, he will pull them back or whitewash the situation. Just like what they did dun sa shipments na re-raid.
You have been discussing this for a very long time. I remember the first time nag-meet tayo, 2019 pa, I was interviewing you. You were already mentioning a lot of these things. But of course, back then, iba yung political climate. Now, it's a very different situation. Yung Kongreso mismo, may Supra Committee, Quadcom, some of the veteran politicians coming out. You have ex-officials, head of intelligence, a Bureau of Customs coming out. How do you personally feel about this? Kasi very lonely fight yung panahon niya. I remember many people would say, baka naman tama si Trillanes, but everyone kind of accepted, good luck sa'yo sa ganitong panahon. And then nung nanalo pa si, someone allied to them, talagang hindi mangyari. So how do you feel about things are coming together on this front? And where do you think this is going?
Well, personally, I'm relieved that finally people are seeing the light, that eventually the truth came out, albeit in ways that we never could have predicted. But it's still out. And we're happy for that vindication. But the work is not done yet. The Dutertes are around. They're still very powerful. Sara Duterte is still the vice president, or as they say, a heartbeat away
from the top office.
From the presidency. So, yan yung situation on the ground. And the window of the Marcos administration is closing by the day. And 2028, nandiyan lang yan eh. And of course, anything that happens to the president, whether it's by impeachment or ouster in whatever form, she assumes as president. So we will be going back to that nightmare of the Duterte administration. So ito yon, nakita mo yung nangyari, just to bring back that topic. Si Duterte, the way he gaslights, kung ano siya, yung ginagawa niya,
i-project niya sa
project niya sa iba at sinasabihin niya siya yung galit doon. 'Di ba? Sabi niya yung narco-politics, kailangan ito na, ganyan. Pero siya yun. He is the ultimate narco-politician, and he was the president at the same time. Ngayon, ito yung sinasabi nila na, okay na yun na makokontrol yung situation. No. These are triad people. They don't stop. They didn't stop nung huminto yung presidency ni Duterte. And even nung president siya, hindi niya na makontrol to kasi na sila eh. Kumbaga mafia family sila. So lahat ng mga pagkakakitaan ginawa nung mga ng mga kasindikato nila. whether it's Pulong, sila Michael Yang, and their other cohorts. So, parang free for all na lahat.
If I may ask, I mean, obviously you don't have to divulge
Yeah.
exact details. Saan nyo nakukuha yung information? Is it because of your military background? That friends in the intelligence sector, etc.? Because you have been saying these things noon pa na where you were in opposition, hawak ni Duterte lahat ng institusyon ng Estado.
Iba-ibang sources. Meron coming from the intelligence, mga law enforcers dyan, PDEA, and other
So
agencies.
they tell you noon kasi senador ka. Yeah.
So, as sabihin natin, most vocal against the Dutertes at that time, naging repository kami ng information. Just like how RISA is right now.
Right.
Diba? So, sa kanya ngayon napupunta. So, nung time na yon, so iba't ibang information. So, nafi-filter namin. And also, by luck, no? Even, biruin mo si Las Cañas, inner circle member of the Davao Death Squad, nagkaroon ng epiphany at bumaliktad. And he was able to divulge talagang yung inner workings ng Duterte crime family, no? And yun ang doon na nakita namin. We've been getting leads from there.
If they are what you say they are, how come parang wala silang sophisticated response? They look like shooting themselves in the foot. They're marginalizing themselves. Some question na, why did Sara even give up her cabinet position? Ang laki na wala sa kanya. Ngayon, sa kamudi na lutang sila ngayon. Like, you're portraying an image of a kind of a sophisticated, criminal syndicate kind of dynasty. At the same time, a lot of people look at them and these people seem to be just hubristic and making mistake right and left. Are you saying both could be true at the same time?
Well, no. On the contrary, what I'm saying is, small town mayor mindset ito. When they started their criminal syndicate, doon lang sa Davao. But for whatever... Nakachamba siya. Kaya nga, yung level of sophistication and complexity at the national level, hindi niya alam. Pero alam nilang paano kumita ng pera. And ang pinakang weapon niya, if you notice that, is always the muscle. Intimidate, threaten, fear. Yun.
Yeah.
And that's part of the ruse, the drug war ruse. Because of yung drug war, they justified killing the competition, and also that created the climate of fear na lahat na subject doon, whether it's the general public, the politicians, the civil society, church, the law enforcers, everybody were fearful. Even yung congressman na nag-investigate ngayon, inamin nila na
kaya nga said, these are like old-timers, bakit ngayon lang sila? Kaya I was saying, ibig sabihin, iba ng inip ng hangin.
Yeah.
Diba?
But yun nga, because of the climate of fear, na cover up yung kanilang lack of sophistication, yung, di ba, wala silang finesse sa mga pag-handle ng political crisis. Even yung the mode of corruption nila, walang ka-finesse. Masyadong brutal, masyadong brazen.
Yeah.
Kasi, feeling nila, nobody can touch them.
So you're saying dahil nasa poder sila noon, they could get away with it. Pero once wala... So you're saying that's why maybe Digong was panicking na hindi yung anak niya naging presidente. I mean, would you say that Sara's biggest regret is she didn't run for presidency?
Probably now.
Yeah.
But nung time kasi na yon, ang preferred candidate ni Duterte is si Bongo. Kasi si Bongo, remote control niya eh. Ito, he can control the situation from behind the scenes. Not alam niyang si Bongo won't be his own man ever. No? So, that's the calculation.
But walang traction.
Hindi marketable eh. So, naghanap sila. Ngayon, ang problema, alam nila na si Sara, hindi nila makokontrol. They can make her president, pero baka pati sila birahin yan. Just like what happened nung Davao City.
Nung nag-mayor, vice mayor,
hindi makaporma si Duterte. Kaya, alam niya na ganun mangyari.
May sariling tao kasi si Sara. Interesting. I heard that a lot when I was in Davao. Every time I was there, interesting dynamic ng magama na yan. Eh. Actually, she has her own mind. She has a different approach. And maybe that explains. And the fact na parang wishy-washy din si Digong, that's why ibang pumasok. Diba? People from the north.
Sabi nga natin, that's providential in a way. Kasi otherwise, kung si Sara ay naupo doon, talagang
Regime change na yan. Ibang usapan na yan. Yeah, consolidation na yan.
Joining us live from Istanbul is Richard Javad Heydarian.
Well, joining us live now is Richard Javad Heydarian of Monis. I'm joined from Canberra by Richard Heydarian.
Get more now from Philippines analyst Richard Heydarian.